Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Angel PT. For today what we have here is Baja Edge of Control. So Baja Edge of Control was kind of remastered by the WHQL and it was initially developed by the WHQL games. So for the settings, I will be using median settings in this video with anti-aliasing on. And I recommend you to use full screen on yes, because if you use exclusive, the game kind of kicks in a double buffered VSync, which is not ideal for the frame rates that we get in here, okay? But anyway, I decided to test the game with the low settings without anti-aliasing, with median settings and the high settings with the native resolution. Okay, so obviously I always try multiple settings if I can in games, and so this one was actually not one of those exceptions. Okay, so let's see how this game runs in the Baja game mode, which is a game mode where you spend pretty much like 15 minutes in the same track, which is very interesting. So let's check the results, shall we? So for the Baja race that you are seeing on the background, the high settings do provide an average around 33 frames per second, with the 1% low averaging around 28, while the median settings do provide an experience above 30 frames per second, with the 1% low being at 32 and the average being around 38. The low settings provides obviously the better experience, with an average around 50 and the 1% low around 41. Although what you don't know is that the low settings do look very ugly in this game. I mean, I will explain a little bit later how it looks, and I will show you some examples on the video how it looks, so it might be interesting. I usually don't do graphics comparison, but I felt the need to do it for this game. Anyway, let's jump to the results with the circuit rates, which is a little bit more demanding. So with the high settings I got an average around 30 frames per second, while the 1% low was 25. The median settings again do provide us the ability to play above 30 frames per second, with the 1% low of 30 and the average around 33. The low settings do provide an average around 48 and a 1% low of 42. So for me, median settings is probably the best way to go for playing this game. Most of the people can also play maxed out if you don't care about the drops from the 30 frames per second. I do care about them, so that is why I decided to go with the median settings, okay? And so let's jump a little bit to the comparison of graphics between the low and the median for you to see what you lose if you play with the low settings, okay? So let's jump. So this is how book settings is. As you can see, there is no vegetation outside the track. This is a little bit annoying if you ask me, because for example in this type of races like Baja, the races are very extended. Like I told you, it can take up to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or sometimes even more. And so it's hard for you to keep on track with the minimap sometimes, to have an idea where you need to go for. So you are usually aware to the track textures in order for you to understand where you need to go. Although with the median settings things are much more easier, because you can see the grass outside the track line, and so you know more easily where you need to go. Okay, where with the low settings it's much more difficult because there is no grass whatsoever. So this is pretty much the biggest difference that I noticed between the low and median settings. While the difference from median to high, what I noticed is that the high settings adds like wildlife. I can see sometimes some rabbits on the floor crossing the road, and in tarmac roads sometimes a civil car passes by and stuff like that. So I think median settings is really a good balance between, you know, graphics and quality. Low settings is shockingly bad because of the removal of the grass. And so because of that, let's go back to median settings. And we have our decoration and grass back to the sides of the track, which makes the things much more easier and much more prettier, like I told you. Now a little bit more about the game. I think the game is quite average. I'm not saying that this game is actually pretty good and deserves the $30 they are asking for it on Steam by the time of the video, But I would say that 20 bucks is would be probably a good price for a release title like this. Especially this is a remaster. This is a game from 2008. Okay, they have the word remaster, but still asking 30 bucks for this game, I think they are kind of exaggerating a bit over here. There are tons of good titles now at 30 bucks by the time of the video. We have now games like Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. We have the DLC for Dishonored, which is Dishonored Death of the Outsider. And for the consoles, for the ones that have the Sony platforms, they actually have a DLC for Uncharted, which is pretty good too, which is has pretty much the size of a full game. So I think for 30 bucks there are a lot of good alternatives for this game. That is why I said that this game should have been priced to 20 bucks. Probably on a good sale, or if you find this game on a Humble Bundle, it is quite good. It is pretty much a niche game because, for example, these Baja tracks can take, like I said, to something like 15 minutes. I don't see too much people have the patience to go in a track against other opponents for 15 minutes, but I found this rather interesting and I like it a lot, in my opinion. It's just that it's not that groundbreaking racing car game that is coming out, like for example when it happens to a dirt game or a WRC. This game kind of is very average comparing to both of the other ones that I listed. Okay, anyway, I think the game is actually pretty cool, but again, it's nothing really special, although it offers a lot of informants, a lot of tracks, a lot of types of cars. So I think that it is probably the strength point. It's really the content that this game has for you to play with, which is very, very good. The bad part for me, it's the handling. Okay, the handling, it's not really bad, but in my opinion this game have two things that you need to choose from. For example, we have simulation and you have arcade. So I kind of chosen the simulation first because I wanted to know what these guys consider simulation, and I was kind of surprised to see that simulation is pretty much more arcade than even dirt with all the aids enabled. So this simulation, which they call, it's pretty much a lot arcadey. So I didn't even try the arcade, but I can guess that it might be really easy to play in arcade mode, because in simulation it is kind of very easy to play too. Okay, so that's one of the things. The second thing that I personally didn't enjoy on the game, and I think it's a little bit weird to be in the present in the game like this, it's a fact that you can control the car in midair. I mean, if you are in the middle of a jump in thin air, you can just turn the car and the car turns, or you can kind of you know, things like GTA 5 that you can do to the cars, you can do it in here. I think it completely it doesn't make any sense in a game like this. I mean, you have kind of the realism that if you blow a tire or if something happens, sometimes if you hit a tree, you can even lose a tire that is in the back of your car because the heat was so strong that you lost the tire that was there in case you needed it. There are some realism things and some good points with this game that makes it okay. So I never seen something like this. But in the end, then you make a jump and you can turn in midair. So what the hell? This is what? Strange, right? So it's I don't think that thing shouldn't have been placed in this game on the first. Well, that was really everything that I wanted to talk about Baja Edge of Control HD. Hope you did enjoy the video and it was helpful. Thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon in another video. Goodbye.